Lions in the pack, never got slack. Pushing for greatness, never looking back. Fear the war, check the score. Can't ignore talent, strength in the Lord. Lions in the pack, never got slack. Pushing for greatness, never looking back. Fear the war, check the score. Can't ignore talent, strength in the Lord. Lions in the pack, never got slack. Pushing for greatness, never looking back. Fear the war, check the score.
Good evening and welcome back to part 2 of this great doubleheader between your Lions and the USAO Drovers. This is the men's matchup, and this is going to be a good one, potentially a barn burner, but at least it's going to be very exciting because we think this is going to be a high-scoring affair.
I think it's going to be a fast-paced game up and down the floor. Anticipate a lot of scoring. You look at the Lions coming in, ranked in the top 10, scoring 92 points a game. The Drovers scoring 80-plus points a game. 87. So it's right there. So they're going to be putting the ball up.
It's true, and there you see on your screen the most up-to-date Sooner Athletic Conference standings, and Mid-America Christian still undefeated on the season, and obviously in the conference they sit atop at number 1 at 6-0. John Brown and Texas Wesleyan have only lost one apiece, and SAGU coming in at a solid 4th place at 4-2, and those two losses in conference are the only 2 losses that this team has had all year, and by no coincidence, those 2 losses come from John Brown and Texas Wesleyan, and SAGU has yet to play Mid-American Christian. So it's going to be interesting as we get to kind of the end of the first round of a round-robin series that happens in conference play in the Sooner Athletic Conference. And just a couple more teams left to play in the conference. I think actually 3 teams left to play to get through that first round. And officially, you will be halfway through your season, at least your conference season. And so things are starting to shape up, and we are seeing the averages really average out. And on paper, you can kind of work things out. But right now, we're going to go down to courtside with Riker Russell is with head coach Delton Deal. Riker, what does coach have to say?
Thanks, John. Coach, sophomore Nick Mason is the NAIA Player of the Week. Tell us what he's meant to this team and program.
We love him. The biggest thing about him is he's really humble. He's a great team player, and it's really that even beyond his skills, but he's playing really well right now. We got to keep it going. Another tough challenge tonight.
In USAO, you're facing one of the top 10 three-point shooting teams in the country. How will that change your defensive strategy?
Well, they have been missing their big guys, so that's why they had shot so many threes. So now they got their big guys back, so they can kind of do a little bit of everything. So our philosophy doesn't really change a whole lot. We just got to keep playing hard and do what we got to do to try to get stops.
Thank you so much, Coach. Good luck tonight. Back to you, John.
Thanks, Riker. Thanks, Coach Deal. Well, he's not one to take any game for granted, and he knows that the Sooner Athletic Conference is the best. We proved that on the last broadcast, but the best conference year in, year out in basketball in the NAIA nationwide. So, you got a lot of teams. Every time you step on the floor in men's competition, you're going to face an opponent that potentially can beat you, and he knows that, and he's got his team revved up. They're doing well this year, and it's just going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, I agree. It just shows you how good the conference is when the Lions are 12-2, number 22 in the country, 4th place in the conference.
Yeah, 12-2.
12-2.
Wow, yeah. And that's it's kind of a head scratcher a little bit unless you know the history of the Sooner Athletic Conference. We're going to go down courtside right now with the pregame festivities. The national anthem is being sung, and the starting lineups are coming.
Whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watch, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare They proved through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And now the starting lineups for the Drovers. At guard, sophomore number 1, Stefan Hall. At guard, junior number 2, Paul Gaynor. At guard, junior number 3, Cameron Hines. At forward, junior number 11, Trenton Sandiford. And at forward, senior number 25, Dylan Coswell. Head coach is Chris Francis. And now the starting lineups for your SAGU Lions. At guard, freshman number 3, Noah Bowling. At guard, sophomore number 5, Nicholas Mason. At guard, junior number 10, Josh Koshula. At forward, senior number 14, Kenton Williams. And at forward, senior number 21, Darian Davis. Head coaches Delton Deal. Assistant coaches are Emmanuel Ador, Blake Cochran, and Dominic Whitaker.
All right, and there you have it, the starting lineups for both of these teams. It's going to be a good, solid matchup. And from both of these teams, you're going to see high-paced action, a lot of shots. Now, whether those shots go in or
That can change from night to night.
That does change from night to night, and it could be a really high-scoring game, or if they both come out with kind of a dry spell, then just could be a lot of shots.
But I think it's interesting, the Lions, how they got to this 12-2 mark is that they're in the top 10 in 6 categories nationwide. 3 of them are defensive categories, 3 are offensive categories. So look for them. They're number 1 in the country in steals per game.
It's been a while since you've seen a SAGU team this balanced.
And there's the first one. I'll take that the whole game.
Nice start from the player of the week in the NAIA, the whole nation, Nicholas Mason.
That is right, the reigning player of the week in the men's D1 basketball.
Mason just kicks it off with a bonfire. That's not just a fire starter, man. That's coming out with all guns ablazing.
And he's coming off of a 45-point game just 2 games ago.
Yeah.
What kind of helped propel him to that national player of the week honors.
Kenton Williams goes up. It's going to get, and they are going to give him, no, they're not going to give him the shot. They say it was on the ground. That foul was on Coswell, number 25. And down to Williams. Williams back to Mason. Mason gets away with a double dribble. Mason gets the rebound. Darian Davis goes up strong. Got a new headband on tonight. Coming out serious. Davis fronts his man. Kashila helps with the defense, cover up the back. Now they're back into their man-to-man defense set. Three-point shot, no good. Kashila off the Bowling. Bowling over to Darian Davis. Davis elects not to shoot the perimeter shot. Down to Kenton Williams. Williams
Left hand
goes
scoop
up
over
left-handed. Fakes right-handed, goes left-handed. That, they call it in the act of shooting, that's going to count. They say on the elbow, and he's got one shot. So he's got an and one try. That's Hines.
It will be interesting to see how USAO's strategy comes into play as far as their three-point coming in. They were one of the top teams in the country.
Darian Davis tries to get the alley-oop to go in, but it doesn't. It's a good pass by Kashila.
So they had some. They not led the nation. They were in the top shooting threes. But they've got some of their big men back, I think, who must have been injured for a while. But we'll see how that changes their game plan.
Mason kept it alive to get the rebound, and they're going to call that a push-off. That's going to be a control foul. Actually, it's not a charge, but
I think he must be a theater student there, maybe.
Yeah. Well, hey, credit to him.
Yeah.
Hall takes a three-point shot, and he gets it to fall. So they've got one 2-point bucket, one 3-point bucket. It's just a 1-point game. SAGU up 6-5. Kashila goes after the ball, gets it, and that's going to be a reach-around foul on 2, Gainer.
So it is just hard for any opposing team to contain both Mason and Kashila. Kind of if you concentrate on one, the other one's right there, and then you add in Kenton Williams on there, and you've got kind of like that three-headed monster there.
Oh, yeah.
Any three of them can just go off on you at any time.
And then if you get Darian Davis fired up a little bit and get him going offensively, we've seen him score and produce high numbers on the offensive side. He's a great defensive threat, but he can also get it when you need it. Mason with a block. Mitch McMullen comes in for Nicholas or Bowling. That's short by Darian Davis, but Kenton Williams gets it. The 40% three-point shooter does not get it to fall in Kashila, but Davis doing every man's workday job, cleaning up the mess, and gets an extra 2 points for that. He's got 6 already, Kerry. Another three-point attempt. That was Sandifer. Easy bucket for Kenton Williams. And this is kind of the other side of the coin. We had talked about the effectiveness of offense that USAO has, but they're not as effective, and that's a great three-point shot by Hall. They're not as effective on the defensive side.
Yeah, they do give up a lot of points. Yeah.
They're in the plus on average win margin, but not by much. They score 87 points a game, but give up 83 points a game.
Contrast that to the Lions' average margin of plus 20 margin of victory.
Which puts them at number 10 in the nation.
In the nation, yes.
And even that's incredible to me about how many good teams are out there. There's still 9 other teams that are doing better.
Winning by more than 20 points a game.
Wow. McMullen elects not to put up the 3. They get it to Davis. Davis sees an opening, gets it to fall again. He's got 8 quick ones.
He's feeling it right now. So.
And you got to love it if you're Coach Dill, because you know your other guys are going to get it, and they're going to get theirs. But Darian Davis, he averages 8 a game, and in the first 5 minutes of the game, he's already got his quota.
So you know the other teams see those scoring averages and the scouting reports as well, and they see the ones that normally do the scoring and want to concentrate on those. And then you've got your guy who's very capable, just step up and take charge right at the beginning.
Darian Davis also averages 6 rebounds per game. So he's not only 4th on the team in scoring, he's also 4th on the team in total rebound or rebounds per game. And he's just a very steady, consistent player for Coach Deal. Coach Deal loves this young man because he's all effort. You know what output you're going to get. It's going to be 100% what he gets. And there's so many intangibles. They talk about the intangible things you can't really stat on a sheet. Well, he brings a lot more of that quality to the floor. Darian Davis, and one of the crowd favorites, one of the fan favorites and student body favorites. And he gets along with everybody. He's just a great all-around guy.
Everybody loves someone who goes out there and gives it their all, plays hard. Doesn't matter, doesn't care if they get all the points, kind of all the glory, so to speak. Just kind of will do the little things, do the dirty work.
So you got Terrence Hubby checking in. So Kenton Williams, Hubby, and Mason. Oh, that's a backcourt.
Yeah.
He touched that before he crossed the line. And so you got Williams, Hubby, and Mason on your front line. Mitch McMullen.
And credit him with that turnover, kind of, as far as causing that.
Yep.
Pushing him further out.
And Kashila playing the backcourt. Gets it down for the absolute stunning shooting percentage of 67% for Nick Mason. Mason with the rebound gets it out to Williams. And this team, this SAGU team, just seems like it's starting to really click. They play with a lot of joy, and that's their theme this year, is to play with joy. And they just have a lot of fun. They get up and down. They can break it down to a half-court game or just run with the best of them. And they do it well either way.
And playing together as a team.
Yeah.
Unselfishly.
Very unselfish team. They have adapted. They know their roles, adapted to their roles, and gladly play that way.
And it is impressive. You mentioned Mason's shooting percentage, plus 60%. As a team, they're shooting over 50%, which is just almost unheard of.
Let's see, that's going to be a foul on Terrence Hubby, I believe. Yeah, he gets a little bit of the arm, causes the ball to jar loose. Strong move inside, but elects to pass to the perimeter. Scramble down. McMullen gets on it and calls a timeout as he collects the ball. Smart play. I believe in that scramble that was Bayekwaso. Number 10. we'll try to get these names right. There's a few that tough to pronounce. You see USAO. Well, you don't see it, but we see it here in the court. USAO is out of the huddle now, using all of the timeout that SAGU called. Mason to McMullen. McMullen. Davis to Kashila. Kashila across the court to McMullen. McMullen with a big three from the left hand.
What range?
That was a lot of range. McMullen coming up with some good stopper defense on Hines. Hines using the left hand dribble, gets in. Baikwaso gets an easy bucket with the good pass from Hines. Mason to Kashila. Kashila still looking down low. They're trying to work the paint. Davis had it pretty easy in the first 5 minutes, but that was great defense by USAO to stop him. And that's going to be a kickball. Should reset the clock. Got a few substitutions. Got Trayvon Ellis in. Coswell's in. For SAGU, the newcomer, freshman.
He didn't wait long to get his first
He
foul.
didn't. He didn't. He's a big boy too, Mr. Blake. And that was an easy score for Coswell. Good entry pass on the inbounds play. Blake with the ball, gets it around to Kashila. Kashila fakes the three. Gets it to Bowling. Bowling gets a little after the whistle practice. It does go in. But that's no point. SAGU ball on the side. Bowling to start the play off from the top. Gets it to Kashila. Kashila says no. Kenton Williams fakes the three, no. Kashila again, no. Davis being pestered by Coswell. Kenton Williams puts up a three, very short. USAO doesn't take them long to get down the court. Bad pass by Coswell. Bowling sees Kenton Williams. Easy dunk for Kenton Williams. What a great
feed.
pass.
That was a great feed. Bounce pass right under the defender's arms.
Hit him perfectly in stride.
Bowling has really impressed me. Transfer, I'd never seen him play before.
Walk on.
And boy, he has just really, really impressed me in the games that I've seen him play.
His claim to fame was last year he was playing intramural ball for SAGU, or for one of the intramural teams here at SAGU, and scored 90 points in a game.
Wow.
But it's a little bit different story once you step on the collegiate wood panels. He is not the prolific scorer that he was in intramurals, but he is a very key and integral part.
Point guard mentality, playmaker, getting the ball to the right people, making those passes like that.
He's sneaky fast and sneaky quick. He plays great defense, knows how to extend himself. Doesn't play small at all. He plays a lot larger than he is. And his speed makes up for a lot of maybe his lack of height. And it makes him a deadly threat in the open floor game.
That's 2 back-to-back assists for him. There's 2 trips down the floor.
USA working the ball around with 4 passes. That's good. A lot of passes. Bowling. Kind of gets his ankle wrapped up just a little bit. And going to get a little attention on the sideline, I think. Coach still doesn't want to risk it. No need to. He's got plenty of bench left. Got a newcomer in the game for SAGU. That's Turner. I like this kid. This kid's got a lot of spunk. He knows very high basketball IQ and is a great shooter, as you can see from that three-point shot. Blake gets in with a rebound. Oh, way off the mark from Kashila. USAO finding it hard to get the ball to go in the hole. But it's a good drive by Ellis. And he got fouled. He's going to get a chance to get his name in the points column.
So you can see why they score 87 points a game, because they do play a fast-paced game. They're up and down the court. They're putting up threes. And so I think we can see their game plan hasn't changed much, even getting their bigs back. They're still putting up quite a few threes.
Well, right now, SAGU is on a 120-point pace for the game. That's going to be hard to beat no matter who you are and how well you score. Good rebound by Blake. Going to be a foul, reaching foul. Mason's just always a threat. It does not matter where he is on the floor because he's so quick and athletic. He can get to the basket in a hurry. Causes the defense to just really overreact a lot of times. And you'll see a lot of reach-in fouls that he creates just because they don't want him to get around them.
Yeah, because they know he is a threat out here, and then he can just kind of make that little move and go around them, and then all of a sudden he's at the basket, or little mid-range shot that he'll put up.
Mason out on top, good pass, down low. Davis gets it stripped from him. And that was a great use of the rim with a reverse by Hall. Turner starts the play up top. Mason out on the side. They leave it open for him. And he's going to go to the basket. It was short. Not a great shot with the defense in his face, but he can just collect those fouls.
And he elevates so well, even from the elbow, from the free throw area. He can just stop on a dime, elevate, and he can either knock the shot down or draw the foul like that.
He misses the first free throw. And misses the second free throw. It's a three-pointer attempt by Sandifer. No good. Oh, bad pass by Kenton Williams. A little bit of not being on the same page there. I think Williams was throwing it to where he thought Davis was going. Davis had other ideas. Hines brings up the ball for USAO. Oswald. Davis with
Davis again.
great defense. And
Draws the foul.
gets
Coming
the
down
foul. I believe that's going to be on number 12. I'm waiting. It hasn't gone up. They don't have him checked in the game, and I think that's why it's not showing up. They say it's number 1, Hall.
Number 1.
So that's Hall's first foul. Still pushing the ball hard. Now they break down into a half-court offense. Hines gets it over to Coswell for Nakunte. That looked tipped by Mason. I don't know if he'll get stabbed for a block, but it looked like it got
But that
tipped.
was great defense. You saw him drop down and help in the lane, and then when they kicked it out to his man on the wing, he was there in an instant.
Turner, excellent shooter. And he's not too excited about his shot that going in, that he can't play defense immediately. Love to see that kind of hustle. Hines with a very abstract and off shot.
Force them into those shots all night long. That'll be okay.
Turner gets it down to Kenton Williams. He's double teamed. Somebody's got to be open. McMullen coming around. Oh, great spin move by Kenton Williams. It just doesn't go in.
That was a great move. Great spin. Great footwork for a big man down low.
Defense. Darian Davis excited about good defense. And looked like the contact was going to be on Hines to Nick Mason. Mason.
I think he pulled up just a little bit. I think he was afraid he was going to get his legs cut out from under him.
Well, he got held on the shoulder, brought him down. It's a good way to keep from getting posterized, because these dunks are going viral on social media. And Mason and Williams give you a lot of that kind of fodder to promote. It's a lot of fun to watch, Kerry.
Yeah. It's not so fun if you're on the receiving end of that dunk.
Yeah, it's the score is almost doubled, 33-17. USAO's got to be scratching their head a little bit. That's a point blank miss. McMullen. SAGU content to just play it down low, and that's why you got Nicholas Mason and Kenton Williams that can just do business all day long in the paint. And look at this. Just look at this athleticism, how high he is over the defender.
Yeah, he can elevate, has a high release point. It's just hard to block that shot.
Not going to block it. And most of the time it ends up just like this with Nick Mason on the foul line. And one is good. Got a whistle. That's going to be an off-the-ball foul on number 13. Terrence Hubby. That's his second foul. Hubby leaves the game. And it looks like Kenton Williams is back in. So you have Kashila, Williams, and Mason playing the front court. Mitch McMullen and Turner playing the back court. Turner says, I can shoot this. That's 3 in a row. This kid has been super impressive. I've said from the beginning of the year, keep your eye on this young man. He can play.
think the problem for USAO is they don't really know who to guard. If you concentrate on anybody.
That's a jump ball. And Turner pulled up for that. It was short. He got his own rebound.
Yeah.
And then he gets tied up, but he turns back to Coach Dill and says, "My bad." I think Coach Dill can live with 3 for 4.
Yeah, I think he was feeling it at that moment. It's like, okay, it's the heat check, time.
Yeah. And no, and you got to check it.
Yeah.
You got to. McMullen says he can shoot that far out too. Turner with a quick release. It's off the back of the rim. Drovers with the rebound. They quickly get it down. Turner makes up for it. Comes in and gets a block with great defense. Wow. Leaves his man, comes all the way through, sees
because we only
Hall
had 4
going to a
men
shot
on defense.
Yeah.
And so because Mullen had come out of the play because he went for that steal.
What great help defense that is. Now Bowling back in the game. Kashila tries to get a rebound, but Kenton Williams comes up with it, settles it, and now to Kashila. Kashila speeds it up a little bit to Bowling. Bowling with a little short arcing pass to Davis. He gets swatted out of bounds by the Drovers. Farmer checks in the game for Turner. Turner with some excellent minutes. And that was in and out. Somebody call the police because Sheila just got robbed. And seems to be some discrepancy on the call, but the referees stick with it, and it stays to the Drovers. That's a great-looking shot. Nothing but net. That's number 10, Mike Wasso. Farmer out top. Gets it over to Bowling. Bowling. They're going to get Kenton Williams with a little bit of an arm bar, saying it's more than an arm bar. Yeah, I'm not sure what the ref saw on that one. Coswell trying to make something happen. Oh, good dish.
That was a really good move, good dish.
And Sandiford there for the quick jam. Look at this. Good penetration over the top and then comes down, opens it up. And that's not going to be any contest for Cody Farmer.
I don't think he's going to go up and block that.
Yeah.
I think he
just stay on the backside. You kind of stay out of the picture on that one. You don't have to win every battle to win the war.
Yeah, because what he's going to do for us is when he comes in, he's that three-point threat, because he can knock them down as well.
Let's see what Farmer's shooting. He's shooting at 37% on the year from three-point. Made 20 this year, so it puts him at a 5.1 average.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, I see it as almost like it's his job when he comes in, for his limited minutes. It's like, okay, come in, spread the floor, try and get that three-point shot to fall, and get everybody spread out.
Yeah.
Get 3 or 4 threes, from him.
Wow, that's ambitious. 3 or 4 threes. That's 12 points.
Yeah. I mean,
that's
what you're
average.
hoping. Yeah, I realize that's more than what he does, but that's what you'd love if you could just get him.
Well,
he can
I
get
have
on
seen
fire.
him. I have seen him once. He got on fire and hit 10 in a row.
Yeah. I think he had like 33 points that game.
Yeah, the other side of that coin, he had to shoot 30 more to actually get his next one. But oh, great feed. Don't look now, but the Drovers are making a bit of a dent, playing some good defense, creating some forced turnovers. And
that's great defense
that's
by
going
Bowling.
to be, and I'd like to see this. I don't know. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's how little guy plays defense
That's right.
on a big man.
That's exactly right. He was completely owning that real estate. Great defense by Bowling. Bowling brings it up. Mason. Williams gets it to Bowling. Bowling back out to Mason. Just running a little bit of clock off. And Hall reached in from the back and poked it out and gets called for hitting the arm. It's going to be, that's it. Still. It's 2 shots. It's in the double bonus. Sheila makes the first one. And the second one. Drovers making a little bit better offensive attempt as of late in the last 2 or 3 minutes of this game. Found it slow, started very slow. A nice pass like Wasa. Couldn't get it to fall. Kashila off the mark. Easy rebound for the Drovers. Ellis brings it up, goes all the way. It's going to get the foul. It's going to be a 2-shot foul. And they're going to get Bowling with the push. It's Bowling's second foul. Ellis comes in averaging 6.5 points a game. Also averages 5.1 rebounds a game. So he's mixing it up, giving good contribution to this well-rounded team.
Yeah, that was one of the things I noticed about their team is that they were so well balanced. What a block from Nick.
And that was just the apology from Nick Mason to his team, because he dribbled it off of his foot and created an unforced turnover, but made up for it by hustling back and just putting it in the stands.
Yeah, and talking about the balance of their team, they have like 7 players that are averaging either more than double digits. They have 4 averaging actually above, like 12 points a game, and then another 3 that are right there at 10 points. Yeah,
just,
9
just,
point
just
something.
Point something under 10.
Right, so they are a really well-balanced team as far as not just having to depend on 1 or 2 players.
Right, lots of contribution from lots of players. Mike Wassa gets it down to Coswell. Coswell's second leading scorer on this team. He gets it out. And that's a big-time 3 from Mokante. Conte's not their 3-point shooter. He only averages 4.8 points a game. But he has tried to mix it up quite a bit in this game.
Coming into the game,
And he has 5.
Only 10 3-point attempts for the whole season to this point.
Yeah.
Coming into this game.
Yeah. 2 already in this game.
So
he has met his quota for the year. So
the Drovers have done a really good job just hanging around where it looked like the Lions might kind of run off and hide there for a while. They really made some great plays.
Oh, good defense by Kashila to get his hand on that, popped it up, but Drovers maintained possession. That 3 is off the mark by Baikwasa. Darian Davis trying to move on the smaller Baikwasa. Baikwasa says, I can jump. Don't bring that in my territory. And Hines with a nice little floater. Pulls the deficit down to 13. Drovers trying to make some things happen here. They get another rebound. That's good defense by Nick Mason. He is just a different level of athlete. And they're going to get Kenton Williams with a charge. It was actually a pretty good play defensively if he gets his hand all the way on the ball. Yeah. I think he beat Williams to the spot. It's close. It's good hustle by the Drovers. And they're on a bit of a run.
Yeah.
The scoring is slowed down quite a bit in the last 4 minutes for the Lions. And it's ticked up a little bit. It wasn't at a high pace at all for the Drovers at all at the first 10 minutes. But in the last few minutes, they have picked it up.
Yeah, they've made some really good defensive plays. But what's impressed me more is they're on the offensive side, how they've really made some good passes, some good cuts, and got some easy baskets. Of course, they've made some really difficult ones too. The 3 in the corner over there. So
they stay in there. They're trying to keep the second chances alive. I see them getting some tips, but SAGU is just an incredibly well-rounded team on both offense and defense concerning the rebounds.
Right.
And it's tough. It's tough to pull a rebound from Kenton Williams or Nicholas Mason.
Right.
Those 2 guys are beasts down there in the paint. So good luck wrestling that away. But I think the Drovers are doing actually a pretty good job keeping second chance opportunities alive.
The Lions are leading the rebound battle 31-20.
There you go.
So you've got those big guys down there that are just so athletic. They're not just big, they're just so athletic. They can go get them.
Yeah. And Coach Dill's gone pretty deep into his bench already, and he's bringing some more of the players out. Terrence Hubby is out. Blake is out. Turner's back on. Coswell comes up short. Blake gets the rebound. Kashila over to Turner. Turner sees a hole. Good pass down to Hubby. Hubby tries to put it up. No good. Mason gets his hand on it, but can't secure the ball. Coswell loses the ball. That's going to be off on Blake. Coswell goes to the bench for the final 51 seconds of the first half. Hines out to Bakwasa. Bakwasa quickly sends it over to Hall. Hall hits the three. Don't look now. It's a 10-point game, Kerry.
And that was great ball movement on
well
there.
executed.
Drove down and then 2 passes on the perimeter to get that open three.
Blake thinks he can shoot the three. I've seen him shoot the three in practices, and he's a good practice three-point shooter. And that's an air ball by Hall. And they're going to ring Hall up with a foul, kind of a cheap foul there, where it's just a body control foul. He lands in the space of Kashila at the end of the play.
Yeah,
Kashila holds his ground.
He probably doesn't think he committed that foul.
Yeah, most referees probably wouldn't call that, especially at that juncture in the half. But that's one of those cheap ones, and something you got to think about now as a coach, and put you in a different mindset if you get a quick one when you come out
back,
for the second half. So
those fouls can make a difference in your game plan going forward.
And Hall's your leading scorer, so you can't afford to lose him.
Right.
So those are things that you just cannot have happen, especially on the road.
Yeah.
I'm going to give Coach Chris Francis something to think about at halftime. And, right now you can think about maybe going to the refrigerator, getting a little something to drink or eat to nibble on. And while you're doing that, we're going to collect some stats, put them all into a computer program, and then spit them back out at you in just a few minutes. So stay right there, tuned in, and we will be back shortly. You've been watching the SAGU Sports Network.
In the recruiting process, we went to a lot of NCAA, D1, D2, D1 AA, FCS, FBS, just all of them. And it's quite a process. And what we like about the NAIA is that's what they're focusing on, is the student athlete and their character and their future, and it's about them.
Leadership is influence, and there are those who are going to be gifted at it, that God's given them that gift and in that role, and so it's very important that they know how to lead according to the leading of the Spirit.
You may sense a gifting from God to leadership within the church or wherever, the marketplace, but still it would be a good thing for you to receive academic training in that.
The MOL is all about that. It's about helping people discover their giftedness, have a sense of purpose and mission.
It's a 12-course, 36-hour degree concerning organizational leadership.
I do some work as a consultant for the Texas Police Chiefs Association, and I run a leadership academy for them. But I didn't have the credentials other than self-study.
It meets the need for those who are leading ministries or churches.
There's people in there who aren't pastors, who are business people, who are in all kinds of education fields and law. We've had lawyers, we've had military people.
From school teachers to administrators to pastors, associate pastors, leaders of nonprofits, leaders of for-profits. With digital efficiency.
Professors were phenomenal. The way they lay out the course, the way they create safety in that room for you to be who you really are. That's what's important. Leaders need to be authentic. They taught us how to be compassionate, how to be vulnerable, how to be transparent.
But we recognize that there are people on the field who may not be professors, but they've got something to say.
So we have two different kind of MOL programs. We have that it can be totally online, or we have what we call an executive MOL, where we bring in a practitioner.
Learn how to manage people from your heart, not just from your head.
And for 3 days, they have an opportunity to hear the passion, the heartbeat of an energized leader. They have an opportunity to rub shoulders with and hear from someone who is doing it from the field.
When I came on campus, it was like a retreat to me. It was refreshing. It was to sit in that room with other practitioners, and we're talking God the entire time. Talking leadership and we're talking God.
Some people go, are you a born leader or are you not a born leader? Well, I think there's some people who have giftings that they have a gift like that, but everyone should be able to grow in it. And so you may be not so good, you can become good. And there's others that are gifted, but all of us need to grow and be able to influence for good.
Honey, have you applied to that school yet?
Not really into purple.
SAGU. Never say no to a lion.
I go back to J.C. Watt's definition of character that he was taught by his grandmother when he was a little boy. He said, character is doing the right thing when nobody's looking.
We felt the best way to change human behavior was not necessarily to always be on people's backs, but rather it was to catch them doing something right and to reinforce it.
What we're looking for as students in the church leadership program and any of our vocational ministry programs is somebody who has a passion for Christ, a passion for people, somebody who has an element of seriousness, but they'll be transparent and be people of integrity.
I'm looking for students that are going to invest their lives in the life of a student that says, I know how tough adolescence can be.
This degree is tailor-made for that unique life, trying to help individuals really learn all that goes into the unique realities of church leadership.
What we've done is make this degree a great combination. They're able to pick and choose various ministry classes and really get a wide range, a well-rounded view of church life. It's like build your own degree if you feel the desire or the calling.
We're equipping students that if in 10 years they say, well, God's moving me out of youth ministry, out of children's ministry, well, they can become some other type of associate. They can go into pastoral ministry.
We're increasing the internship component that goes alongside this degree. And so, this gives a good potential. A student can be plugged into a single church for 3 semesters. They could be plugged into 3 different churches.
If it's children and family classes, then, for example, there's one called Creative Methods, ballooning, juggling, clowning, all of those kinds of things that we're going to cover. We also have a course called Issues in Childhood and Family Life. How do we do care for people who've gone through abuse and neglect and divorce and all the tough things that come in life, especially in the lives of kids?
I discovered that along with other things that I had been doing.
And in pastoral leadership, they're going to get courses such as ministerial ethics. They're going to get courses like pastoral leadership itself, but then they'll also pick up things like hermeneutics and systematic theology to go along with preaching courses and pastoral counseling courses.
They're going to be learning, some of the practices of ministry, certainly, how to communicate, how to lead a service, how to, develop ministry, but they're also going to learn a lot about dealing with people, things like how to help a church turn around one that's been struggling, or how to plant a new ministry.
Whenever I talk to freshmen, I say, don't think that you're purchasing a 4-year degree. I said, you're investing in a lifelong relationship. Ministry can be a very lonely place, and our role is that they know they always have a friend at Southwestern.
Ministry is not necessarily the easiest thing they'll get into, but it's something that they commit themselves to, not because of it's a profession, but because it's a passion in their heart.
Jesus gave us a lot of indications of that, showing us that in His kingdom, leadership will operate differently than it does in the world around us. The sense of servant leadership, working with individuals who maybe at times are in deep distress, trauma, great need. So degrees in church leadership are there to help address that.
I try to think of, how a kid will view me on the court, and what I want them to see, and in my mind, is someone who has a ton of fun doing it, who does what's right and does his best every time he steps on the floor.
Where online makes really good sense is when you're kind of not the typical, I just graduated from high school and I want to have a college experience.
I chose distance education because I was busy. I mean, I knew that our lives were kind of all over the place, everything that we were doing, and I wanted something that was flexible.
My degree at SAGU allowed me to still be a mom and an educator and get my degree online. I was able to tuck my kids into bed and get everything that I needed to get done, and while laundry was going, I was studying.
If you have any questions, certainly give me a call, shoot me an email, and I'll be glad to help any way I can.
We have an asynchronous program, so videos are going, students are accessing the course on their own schedule, which is a convenience of online education. So the online provides the way to get the academic credit that you need to advance your career path, advance your learning and your skills.
Well, a lot of what we were doing with our resident assistants was preparing them to teach their halls. And then, of course, I'd have the opportunity to teach as well. So I was training, but then I was also teaching the whole dorm. And so I found that a lot of the tools that I was getting from my classes was really helping me to prepare my RAs and to prepare myself to minister to our students.
My master's degree in education at SAGU allowed me to have a bigger influence on more than just students, but also educators. With the door that this degree opened, I was able to take this position that really didn't exist before I graduated, and I was able to move into that.
In SAGU's philosophy, we want to connect students with a faculty member that is curating the content, and they are providing the content we feel is important for that particular course the way that it is presented in SAGU's distinctive.
I loved the way that they would give you quality feedback. It's not just a grade, but I want to know what you think about my work.
My professor was fabulous, just was always there for me that entire semester, and I was able to graduate exactly when I expected to.
And we are back at the Schaefer Center for the second half of part 2 of our doubleheader. If you can do the math on that, Mr. Mathematician, statistician, Kerry Woodson, our entrepreneurial business expert and instructor here at the GU.
At the GU. Well, to me, this first half was a tale of two halves within that half.
It's true.
The first 10 minutes, the Lions just looked like they
could not be
stopped. I mean, and I think you even made reference on a 120-point pace. 30 points at roughly the 10-minute mark, and you see.
And then 13 points after that for the last 10 minutes. Yeah. And USAO caught up. They were down 21 points, I believe, at the most. Yeah. And then they didn't catch up, but they cut into that deficit and got it to 10.
Yeah, give them credit. They played
they could have folded,
yeah,
and they decided not to. Coach Francis kept urging his team on, working his substitutions, and these young men fought valiantly to get back in this game. Now Hines brings it up. Drovers working the ball around the top, showing no panic. Coswell lobs it up, had actually a good open look.
It was there. The lob was there.
And the lob was there.
Overshot it just a little bit.
Rare miss by Nick Mason. Errant pass does not get to Coswell. A little sloppy play here to start off the second half. Sometimes that is to be expected. It's tough. I just don't like the halftime idea, to be honest with you, in sports. And if you're going to do it for a short period of time. Hines with a big-time three. But 10, 15 minutes of break, I mean, that's so long. That really freezes you up.
Yeah.
And I wish it was like 5 to 7 minutes. Bowling with a beautiful
a
three-point
and
shot.
one, so a 4-point opportunity here.
Got away with a travel, actually. But that's great rhythm to be able to come and step into your shot without a dribble. He makes a 4-point play. And after the 3-point shot by Hines to bring the Drovers within 7, now they're down 11 due to the bowling 4-point play. Good defense by Davis. Kashila gets it. Kashila fighting for it. But Mason picks up the garbage. Going to be patient. This half-court set. Davis looks for the lob over to a cutting Nick Mason, and you'll see he gets grabbed as he goes through.
Yeah, that was good eye contact communication. You saw Davis over there, saw him make contact with Nick and cut to the basket.
And that's 4 fouls on Sandifer, and Sandifer is a big part of this Drovers team. They're going to have to bring him out. And Kenton Williams showing his ability in range. Hall, leading scorer, comes up long on his three-point effort. Kenton Williams, no go. Kashila has a little open room. Mason gets the ball and rebound. Misses the little 8-footer. Caldwell, three-point territory, no good. Good defense by Kenton Williams. Williams down low. Good left-handed shot. He's showing his ambidextrous skills.
Shooting from 30 and from 2.
30 and 2. That's a wide dynamic range. Hine, no good. That's going to be a foul, and looks like he's going to get an extra opportunity to score because they're going to count that 2. Nope. They are counting it. And this will be an and-one situation for Sandifer, who is about to come out of the game because he has 4 fouls.
His second foul.
And that is Nick Mason's second foul. Turner comes in. This is a strategic move, and they're going to bring Kashila down to the forward spot, or really they're going to play with 3 guards is what it is. But Darian Davis comes out, and Turner comes in. So you got 2 great three-point shooters in Turner and Kashila. 2 big men that can hold down the paint, and a speedster in Noah Bowling. Who can just run the show. Bad pass by Turner. Swing it around. Williams thinks about the 30-foot 3. Oh, great move.
Good move.
Kenton Williams makes it look easy. Put that in the highlight reel. That's a great move. Hall.
And then he makes the steal on the other end.
And a jam. A jam by Kenton Williams. I think Hall gets the assist on that, even though it was a bit of an odd pass. Caldwell tired of the easy buckets and said, Mr. Mason, you're not going to get this one. If I got to foul you, you're not going to get this one. Mason on the line for 2.
Foul number 25, Dylan Caldwell. On the line, Nick Mason.
Caldwell comes out. Sandifer's out. Your biggest scoring threat is Hall, who is your leading scorer. He's still in.
Looks like they waved off the free throw.
Somebody was in the lane. And SAGU, like they did early in the first half, jumped up with a fury. Like Wassa, another 3. Williams. Mason gets the shot, gets his own rebound, and then goes right back up, and Baikwasa is charged with his first foul. Look at this effort.
On the line, Nick Mason.
Wow. Mason gets his first one.
So Kenton Williams really has been the one to come out on fire here to start this second half.
Mason with his second one.
Still looking for Kashila to kind of get on track. He's had kind of a quiet night so far.
Well, his hands have been full. He's been covering Hall and Baikwasa, who have been the main scorers for tonight's matchup for the Drovers. And Mason just doing work, just understanding the game, and it's not falling as it normally does for him from him trying to create shots. It's about 50%, which I think most people would be extremely happy about.
Yes.
But he is attacking the offensive glass with a fury and coming up with a lot of those. And then the putbacks he's getting fouled on. So already he's been to the line 3 times in the last 5 minutes, which are the first 5 minutes of the second half.
Just there's so many things that go into making a good basketball player. So many times people will just look at the points that are scored and don't realize all of the other facets of the game where someone makes a contribution.
Mason with a long 2, doesn't go. It does. It does take a lot of ingredients to make that special player. Nick Mason has all those ingredients and a little more. Bowling led Kashila. Kashila wanted to get that on the 3, but
had to go just a little bit toward the basket.
Figured out that wasn't going to happen, did the smart thing and took the 2 with a nice, easy, wide open jumper, and he converted. And your lead is 15 if you're a Lions fan.
So they took that little charge at first, that little surge, from the Drovers, where they cut it to 7. And so then kind of Kenton Williams kind of took over for a little while and kind of put the Lions on his back, and he kind of carried them for those few possessions where he hit a 3 and two twos inside.
Yep.
Really kind of helped stem the tide a little bit. And then others have picked up. Nick Mason's come to help save the day a little bit in those moments.
Yeah. Kute gets a good putback. Mason just driving through and is just becoming the incredible Hulk out there. He just can't be stopped. Wow. Look at this. He gets pounded, and that strength just keeps him in the air. Converts it and gets an extra opportunity from the line. And he gets that extra one, which gives him a total of 19 on the night so far. Turner. Whoa. And Nick Mason.
Sometimes it's just like, when will you cease being amazed at some of the things that he can do?
I know. What a putback. The fact that he ran all the way down so hard after playing great defense and just followed it up. How did he know? Darian Davis playing his lights out, lockdown defense in the corner, blocks it. Doesn't go for the first fake, stays home, and gets the good swipe. Hall trying to get something to happen. Beats the buzzer of the shot clock, but the shot is no good. Goes back to Turner. Turner forces a pass. Kenton Williams comes up with it. Turner from the corner. That's off. Hines No, Hines takes it himself and gets the deuce. Nice play. Looked like he was going to pass it to Baikwasa. So it's a good look off, and then he goes right up with it.
I think he realized he had the opportunity to get
He had the advantage over the shorter Mitch McMullen. It was a good heads-up decision.
Yeah, the dish off would have been just a little bit more of a complicated, risky play, and he had the better shot.
Lions have a 16-point lead, and the Drovers call a timeout because every time they feel like they get a step, they're starting to make some good steps. Then comes Nick Mason or Kenton Williams.
Yeah, those have been the two that have been the weapons so far this second half.
And I think they're both back in the game. That's got to be demoralizing if you're on defense.
When you have two that are just kind of on fire like that, it's hard. They can't guard them one-on-one, so they're going to have to help, which is kind of like pick your poison. Which one do you want to try and stop? So that just opens things up for the other.
Terrence Hubby in now for Nick Mason. Turner to Kashila to McMullen. McMullen trying to make something happen, creates his own turnover. Nice dish by Coswell to Makunte. Kenton Williams. They've got to think about it now because he's already hit one from 30. Hubby out beyond the arc. Turner gets it to Williams. Williams again from 27. No good. In and out, though. So close. Hines, good dribble. Good dish. Coswell couldn't handle it, but he's going to get the foul. Coswell gets to go to the line.
Number 12, Mr. McMullen. A second foul.
So Coswell thinking that the 15-foot shot's just a little too close.
Scoot back a little bit.
He needs to make it a 16-foot shot. And it was nothing but net, so I'm not going to question him. Just simply an observation.
I tell you, I really am impressed with the Drovers offense and how efficient they are at times in moving without the ball, cutting to the basket, and then hitting those cutters and getting some of those backdoor plays. So they really do a good job. And then they can do a steal too.
Yeah, still good, decent defense.
Yeah.
Coming up with a much needed stop, forcing the turnover, and now it's a 10-point ball game. Kenton Williams using the left, but it comes up short. Something we haven't seen tonight. That's a good dish by Baikwasa, and Coswell messes it up, and he knew that was an easy opportunity to score and cut this to 8. And that was a brick at point-blank range by Darian Davis. In and out, three-point shot by Hines, collected by Coswell. Coswell gets that one to go, and it is an 8-point ball game. Now, Coach Delton Dill rubbing his patented beard in deep thought. That does not go down. That's short by Nick Mason. And we saw this happen a little bit earlier in the first half where you hit that halfway point of the half and they go cold. And don't look now, but the Drovers are heating up and the Lions are cooling off. Drovers have it to within 5 points.
Again, quite the turnaround. Come out hot and fast. Looks like you're going to go away with it again, and then kind of go cold.
Yep.
And then they let them make a run. So 5-point game now. Definitely anybody's game at this point.
I don't know if this is an issue of just, are you running out of gas? I would think so. These guys, we've seen them be able to run up and down for more than 40 minutes. So it's one of those lulls. And basketball often is a game of ebb and flow. And they're just kind of falling into this valley, and they got to know how to pick themselves up. And, obviously with a record of 12-2, this is not the first time they've experienced this, but you don't want to have to really get yourself out of a funk when the other team is on a roll.
Momentum is such a big thing.
It really is.
It's not something that you can sometimes, it's not a tangible thing that you can quantify, but boy, sometimes it just happens. And a team can just get hot, and they can go on a run in a hurry.
So you're back to your starting lineup, and this is where most coaches believe defense becomes your best offense. You've had a few trips down, come up empty. Now you go back to your bread and butter. Nick Mason gets an easy bucket, and now you play defense. Off shot behind. Mason gets rid of it. It's in a good spot for Kashila. They left him open, a little too strong. Makute just said, if you're going to leave me open, I'll take it.
I'll take the 2.
And it come up good for him. Mason. A little late whistle on that, but they're going to say Mason drew the foul. He's going to get a shoot. He will get to shoot 2 because that shot did not fall. And this is where it's ever so crucial that you make your free throws. You're only up by 5. Now 6. Two good ones by Nick Mason. Lead is 7. Bakwasa. Makunte back to Bakwasa. That's not a 3. That's a long. It is a 3. They say he was behind the line.
Looked like he had a foot on the line. From
it did. But the referee was a lot closer than you and I, Carrie. And that's going to be Darian Davis working really hard. And they are. Is this going to be a 2-shot foul or a 1-on-1? I haven't seen, it looks like no, it's a 1-on-1. And Davis is off. Very nice play by Coswell. He's getting in there and mixing it up. He's not afraid to jump with Williams or Mason.
He had kind of a quiet first half.
Yes.
Yeah, but
he got in foul
started
trouble.
Yeah. So now he's starting to put the pedal down just a little bit, kind of feeling the urgency of the situation.
Caldwell is the second leading scorer on this team. He comes in with 15 points a game. And he misses that one. He's only got 12 so far. It's going to be tapped out, but the shot clock stays the same. And there he goes. I mean, he just makes it look so easy. That's not an easy shot, especially with a hand in your face. Like Wassa trying to do the same thing that Nick Mason did to him. He comes up short. McMullen pushes it down. Nick Mason's got it. That is not a three. His foot was on the line. It's a two. 4 quick ones for Mason, and he's got 29. Reverse. And they're going to say Kenton Williams got him with the body. Yeah, there was a little contact there. That's Williams' 3rd foul of the game. Chooses to work it around. Kenton Williams. Deep. Good 25 feet, 26 feet away. Like Wassa. No. Caldwell gets it. Throws it back in. He was trying to throw it off the leg of Kenton Williams. Misses. And that's going to be a foul. Oh, no. Like, man,
what do I do? What do I do? He just, when Nick gets the ball, he just elevates so quickly, and he's up so high with his release point that the only thing they can do is trying to block it.
Just reacting.
Hit the arm. Hit the arm.
Oh, Nick Mason misses it. He's got one more, though. Can pull himself to an even 30 for the game. Nice day's work. But he's still got 7 minutes to play.
Started to predict. I said, I think he'll have 30. Now I'm holding off on that. Now I'm thinking maybe 30 was undershooting it some.
Caldwell from way out. Too much. That's going to be on the floor foul. A little extracurricular activity going on under the basket. And that is going to go against Turner. That's his 2nd foul of the evening. Caldwell trying to make some things happen. I'm going to bring him up for a travel. I don't know that I saw a travel in that. Let's see if we can see it in slow motion. The spacing was not real good. 12 broadest player over there. That's 2 steps in. Maybe.
I wonder if they're thinking it was going to be a pass off instead of going up for the shot.
McMullen from long distance. Williams gets the offensive rebound. They're going to reset. Maybe take a little more time off the clock. Drovers come up with it. We're going to get McMullen, not giving the offensive player any space to land. This is a good box out there.
Again, sometimes you're just limited with what you can do when
That's
you're
exactly
the one.
right. Caldwell sizes up Kenton Williams. Now it's a double team. Hubby and Williams. They get it out to the corner. That's an air ball by the three-point specialist. Steinmetz.
He shuffled his feet just a little bit as he was starting to take off.
It's a good extra pass. Maybe stepped on the line. Oh no, he caught him for a travel. Referee working with Kenton Williams on how not to travel. That was quite humorous. Uh-oh, a little confusion, but Hall throws up a three. It doesn't go. That's going to be off on Coswell. It's Lions basketball. 5 minutes, 31 seconds left. Just an 8-point game. Who would have thought after leading a little over 20 points that this would be as close as it is at the 5-minute mark?
And then even the first 5 minutes of this half, you thought, okay,
A lot of credit to the Drovers and Coach Francis for not letting his team quit, even though they've struggled through a little bit of foul trouble.
But one thing that has made a big difference for them, their bench points, 31 points for their bench scoring compared to just 11 for the Lions.
Mike Wassa gets the tip, and he takes it in for an easy two. And that timeout will be assessed to, it's a 30 seconds timeout assessed to the Drovers, leaving both teams with just 2 timeouts left. Interesting time to call, and there you see a little bit of the action around the Sooner Athletic Conference. John Brown, number 10 in the nation, having trouble with Southwestern Christian, and we all know Southwestern Christian is no pushover, but John Brown is an excellent team. They're on the road tonight. They went to Oklahoma City, and this game is in overtime. Back to action in the Schaefer Center. Coach Steele's team showing a lot of patience, getting it down to the go-to. Nick Mason showing you why he's the go-to.
Why he's NAIA Player of the Week. He's doing his best to make it 2 weeks in a row, maybe.
Doesn't look like that will be any stretch of the imagination that it could happen. Turner wide open. Hits the back of the rim. Oh, nice
good
play.
cut.
It was a good dish, good patience by Williams to let the second man come through, which was to Sheila. Sheila just missed it. And that's going to go to SAGU. It's a good effort by Caldwell. Try to keep it in possession. Just takes a tough bounce here. Yep. Eight-point game. Just over 3 minutes left. There's not much you can do. The guy that can elevate over you and just consistently hit that.
And when someone takes those shots and hits them at like a 60% clip,
yeah, it's going to be a long night. Yeah. Mason extends the lead to 10 points. Some good defense, gets the ball back.
To get that ball in there. There's a lot of traffic there. You had to kind of sneak that ball.
Good dish by Hines. Mike Watson not in a good position. Ellis making things happen. Just didn't fall for him, but he's going to go to the line to shoot two.
His second foul.
Coach McMullen really giving a lot of confidence, or Coach Deal giving McMullen a lot of confidence right now, getting playing some critical minutes right here, and he's delivering is the most important part. He's doing a good job defensively, and he made some really good plays offensively, dishing the ball, getting the ball to the open player. And so consequently, we're at an 8-point game right now. The Lions coming back with the ball after that missed free throw. Here's Kashila out top for the three. He just hasn't quite had it tonight in terms of the feel on the shot. Another three-point attempt by the Drovers. Another rebound by Kashila, but then he gets tied up. Like it's going to be a SAGU ball. It just keeps being seconds off the clock right now. That's our biggest ally at the moment.
Yeah. Oh, good hands by Hall. Hall's going to take the three. I don't think it's going to count because there's a foul on Turner out top on Ellis. That'll be a 1-and-1 situation. And I think Ellis will be shooting that. It's 3 on Turner. Two bigs go after it. Some good, healthy, strong competition between teammates.
Rather see that than letting it bounce in between the two of them and say, you take it. No, you take it.
McMullen kind of forces it.
Yeah, I think he was looking at the shot clock too. I think was down in the shot clock. I think he really wanted to take it, but then couldn't get it to somebody in time.
It's going to be Drover's ball. Drover's in need of slightly less than a miracle. Just some good shots to fall. Still attacking from the 2 by Wassa. And that would have been a good time for a no call. But Mason was there.
Yeah, he looked like he was there.
He was there. He just kind of pulled his left foot in. Any little bit of movement like that a lot of times throws the referee and makes it look like you move. So, nonetheless, Mike Watson gets the shoot 2. That's a good scenario if you're a Drovers fan.
Yeah. Clock is not running.
Can bring it within 9. Put you 3 scores out. Plenty of time to get that done. Coach Francis sending in a little bit of words of wisdom from the bench about how to play this. Obviously, it's about the defense that will be set up after Mike Wassa makes these 2.
Of course, he anticipates that.
Yeah, you can't think any other way.
You can't say, now, when you miss this.
No. You're going to make this. I remember that's in college, our coach would always do that in those crucial times. So it's after you make these, he doesn't get too hyped about it, but it's a matter of fact. After you make these 2, this is what we're going to do. It's good. Kind of instills some confidence. Mike Wassa uses a lot of the rim, but it goes in.
So the Drovers have made 9 threes tonight. So the three-point threat, as we've seen, is definitely there. So they still can make those shots in a hurry and make some points in a hurry.
Mike Wassa gets the second one. It is a 9-point game with 1 minute, 22 seconds left. Mason gets it out to Sheila. Brings it up, gets it over to Mason.
And that was good.
Quick foul.
That was also good offense against that really full court pressure.
Yes,
that's not always easy to do, when you're in this situation and facing that kind of pressure.
It was very smart not to get over anxious and try to make and force some kind of shot up, but play a little bit of keep away. You kind of figure that they're going to have to make some move at a foul or something. So have confidence in your free throw shooting. Let them foul you and earn your points and your win from the foul line. That worked out even better for the Drovers if they can get a good score here. Oh, nice pass, nice cut. So that's a net gain of 1 point in that possession sequence.
I see they're kind of waiting too long to foul.
Well, I think they're trying, but Kashila's just dancing around them and making it hard to foul. 2 guys on him. Referees have to confer, see which one was fouling the most. They were both fouling, but who got it the most? We're going to check with the book. Sheila comes out, Turner in.
Turner's had some good quality in the game minutes. I mean, crunch
freshman,
time. Crunch time.
Yep. That was an illegal exchange, actually, too late in the sequence, so Sheila has to come back out. Now, coach gets a timeout.
Now he'll do his substitution.
Now he gets the substitution. Interesting move, though, to take a senior out and put a freshman in. That might be a bit of a mind game.
Yeah.
Coach Delton Dill is playing with the other side.
But Turner's been in here during this crunch time, which, I mean, I know
he's a good player,
has too. So
and you can have confidence in him, other than the lack of experience versus all the experience.
Yeah.
You know what? Well, time will tell us.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's hard to go against somebody who's proven himself like Kashila.
Well, and I assure you that Turner's proven himself in practice well before he gets to game day. So Coach Dill has a tremendous amount of confidence in this young man. But it is interesting when you see the parallels there. Wow, the second overtime. Southwestern Christian. Now this would be a huge loss for John Brown if they can't secure the win here, because SAGU walks away with a win. Texas Wesleyan walks away with a win tonight. And John Brown now, it's a three-way tie for second place.
And that then also kind of avenges one of SAGU's losses. At least they would split that head-to-head with them to this point.
Right. Actually, there seems to be a half-game difference. So if John Brown were to lose, they would actually be in fourth place with a second-place tie between Texas Wesleyan and SAGU. But we're now back live in the game. That was a good-looking three. Comes up short. That's going to stay Drover's ball. It's just an 8-point ball game, 38 seconds essentially. And it would have been just a 5-point ball game if that three would have fallen.
And it was right there.
It was. Bounced around.
I think Kashila's coming back in now. And come back in when play starts again. That's why those coaches get the big bucks. Because it's making it when you're what I call sitting first chair. Those decisions that you make. It's like that nobody else can do, and everybody else can have their opinions and question and say, oh, I would have done this, but the coaches earn their money, I tell you.
Yeah.
Because so much of it, it's just a feel for the game and a feel for your players at that moment.
Some instinctive level decision making. Get it in. That's short. Kashila gets the rebound over Bakwasa.
And the substitution comes in and gets the rebound, gets the defensive rebound.
Yep. There you go.
Number 35, Gerard McCunkey.
Kashila to shoot the free throws. Just a tick over 73% free throw shooter, probably by now with these makes. Well, actually, maybe not. You say he would increase. Oh, that went in and out, Caldwell. But Kenton Williams really distracted him with his defensive move and caused Caldwell to have to really think about that shot and adjust just enough to make that hard to go in.
Yeah, you have to think that just about ices it now. It's like, talk about miracle of miracles almost,
Only a Dean Smith type comeback. Not many in history have done something bigger than this in that little time left. And you can see there.
But I tell you, it was so
Southwestern Christian University trying to get that win over top-rated John Brown University. Oh, big block for Nick Mason.
But I tell you, just even here in the last minute, things were so close. A couple of those threes that were so close to falling that could have changed the whole complexion of this last 60 seconds of this game.
Looks like they probably will come up 1 point short of their average. They're right on it. 91 points for the game. Good win for your Lions. And a well-fought game for the Drovers. They, at one point, were down 21 points and came back and got this game whittled down to a 5-point lead. That is a tremendous comeback with a heavyweight, super offensive power like the Lions have. That's saying something.
I think it says a lot about the heart of their team,
yes.
And the quality of their coaching and what the coaches instilled in the team to not give up when it looked like, well, they could have gotten run out of the gym. And they just kept doing their thing. Players came in off the bench and just really helped out and made it happen.
As you see there at half court after the game, the traditional circle of prayer. Coach Delton Dill will lead both of these teams in a goodbye prayer. It's always great to see the other team participate. Even when you lose, that's kind of tough. You want to get back to your locker room and just get out of here when you're on the road. But what a great show of class by USAO and the Drovers. And a great win for your SAGU Lions, moving to 13-2 overall on the season. And now, depending on what happens in this game, maybe we'll hold it out because I think Riker Russell's going to be on the sidelines here with a interview with player of the game, Nick Mason. And we can take a peek in and see the last part of this John Brown Southwestern Christian overtime win. They're in the second overtime. SCU just trying to steal one here. This would be a big move because it would put SAGU in the second place tie. All right, we're going to go down right now courtside to Riker Russell. She's with Nick Mason. Riker, take it away.
Thanks, Sean. Nick Mason, you are the NAIA Player of the Week, and you just scored 34 points. What has been the biggest contributor to your success over the past week?
Just working hard, playing hard, in the gym early morning, late nights, just trying to get better every day.
In pregame, Coach Deal described you as one of the most humble players. What does that mean to you, and how has it been playing and being under the direction of his leadership?
Coach Deal is a great coach. He really changed my life for real. So I'm very, very thankful for him. I'm thankful for all the things the kind words he has to say about me.
Thank you so much, and congrats on the win tonight. Back to you, John.
Thanks, Riker. Thank you, Nick. What a great game. Congratulations, sir, for being the NAIA Player of the Week. It's a high honor, but he has earned every bit of it and had a great night tonight with 34 points. Good win, Coach Dill. You guys are on the verge of doing something extremely special, and we can sense it. Don't forget, you can always come visit these games live and sit here in the Schaefer Center and watch the excitement, cheer them on in the jungle, or you can watch it on the SAGU Sports Network, just like you did tonight. And we've got, I believe, 6 more broadcasts coming up, those home games, the rest of the home games for the rest of this season, which will be conference games, and then quite possibly hosting a first round of the tournament. And if your Lions stay in the 4th place or higher, that's how it will work out. But it's been fun tonight, Kerry. Thanks for sitting in and being a part of this great win.
It was a good game. It was a really exciting game. Wasn't one of those where just one team ran away. kept us on the edge of our seats until just about the final buzzer.
Yeah, and that's the way we like it, just as fans of the game.
That's right.
Well, we want to thank you for watching, and thanks to our great student crew and our producer of today's show, James Lex. We bid you a great adieu. You've been watching the SAGU Sports Network.